Here we are on day one of another ritual standoff. The immediate reason is the Democrats' refusal to pass a clean continuing resolution because they want to keep certain Obamacare subsidies going. Outside of the fact that the subsidies are a bailout for the insurance companies, the political reason for the Democrats is their strategy of tension. They want to induce social friction, feed the narrative, and blame Trump and the Republicans. But it's clear from last night's vote that some Democrats, like John Fetterman, realize this is political suicide. But only a few Democrats have had the political will to stand up to the George Soros-funded Indivisible Network, which has been running an aggressive campaign pressuring Senate Democrats to hold the line, to quote, fight like hell against a clean continuing resolution. They provided their minions with a phone script and then tracking responses. The White House itself called out Soros's role. The Daily Caller quotes a White House spokesman saying, Senate Democrats must reject the Soros-funded pressure from the radical left and pass a clean CR. Now, the official focus on Soros and his foundation and the administration's stated intention to investigate him is welcome and long overdue, since this guy has been creating chaos for decades. But there is much, much more. Most people aren't going to get beyond the fact that Soros is a rich billionaire, a globalist, and of course, some fixate on the fact that he is nominally Jewish. That misses the deeper and more important point, the point you need to understand to actually be strategically effective. The deeper reality is this. Soros is a front man for British imperial finance. Trace his education, his mentors. Look at his London School of Economics pedigree, his City of London ties. The British invisible empire constantly manufactures people and institutions like him and his foundation. In an excellent piece on Substack written back in 2021 entitled How the British Invented George Soros, Richard Poe documents that Soros has deliberately been made the boogeyman by the British elite to divert attention from them. Now, let's go back to why we are being subjected to a government shutdown every few years. It all goes back to the British and how they hijacked the economic policymaking of our country at the very beginning of the 20th century. As President Trump is fond of reminding us, under William McKinley, with his tariff policy and his American system policies, we ran such huge surpluses that we had to form a commission to figure out how to spend the money. Then McKinley was assassinated. And what did we get? The Federal Reserve modeled on the Bank of England. And what else did we get? The idea of a federal budget. Prior to the 20th century, we did not obsess about making the federal budget balance. We didn't have a federal budget. We authorized necessary programs, and when they were accompanied by national banking policies and tariffs, the economy grew and we ran a surplus. If we ran a deficit, we built our way out of it with American system policies like Trump wants to do today. But the Federal Reserve and the budget balancing process are British imports by way of one of the worst presidents in American history, the British-directed Woodrow Wilson. Trump is challenging those policies in a most fundamental way. He's adopted the McKinley method of building and growing our way out of the deficits. And this administration is mounting the most serious challenge to the Federal Reserve in living memory, questioning its very mission and its accountability. When Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent calls for sunlight, including the prospect of a full audit, the Fed's priesthood panics. So if you want to end the shutdown theater in the future, then we're going to have to change the target. We have to cripple the Federal Reserve, not the government. The enemy from within that Trump warned our military about isn't just Antifa thugs or immigrant gangs. It's this entire British imperial financial, political, and strategic architecture that has been running the show. Trump has showed us the way forward. In the Middle East, he broke their rules, and we see a genuine chance for peace. On the economy, he's reviving the McKinley model that made America prosperous. And now with his challenge to the Fed, he's taking aim at the root of the problem. But the fight isn't over. The Soros network, the Blair apparatus, the Fed priesthood, they're all connected, and they're all fighting back. The shutdown theater is just the latest, and it'll play itself out. But what's important is how do we end that apparatus? The apparatus, which is the real enemy within, created by the British.